The 1919 Stutz Series G, touring with Dick Shappy classic cars and motorcycles. The Ideal Motor Car Company was founded in 1911 in Indianapolis, Indiana, by Harry Stutz and Henry Campbell to build Stutz automobiles. They entered a Stutz they created under the name Stutz Auto Parts Company into the Indianapolis 500, placing 11th and earning the car the moniker "the car that made good in a day" after they built it in less than 5 weeks. They began producing more of the race car, called the Stutz Bearcat, and eventually became the Stutz Motor Car Company in 1913, which would go on to produce high-end sports and luxury cars. In 1919, Stutz left to form other companies, leaving Alan Aloysius Ryan in control of Stutz Motor, getting them into trouble for stock manipulation a year later, and bankrupting the company by 1922. The new owners brought in Frederick Ewan Moskowitz in 1923, under whose guidance they pivoted to producing safety cars. In 1933, they began focusing on delivery vehicles, eventually ceasing production of automobiles after producing 35,000. In 1935, Stutz was again charged with stock manipulation, filed for bankruptcy in 1937, and was liquidated in 1939. Stutz was revived in 1968 by New York banker James O'Donnell into Stutz Motor Car of America to produce neoclassic automobiles and saw reasonable success, though production was limited. Sales began to wane in 1985, and production ceased in 1995, with only 617 vehicles made, though the company still exists. Throughout its checkered past, Stutz accomplished many things. They were credited with developing the underslung chassis and, at one point, was advertised as the world's most expensive car. Many celebrities purchased Stutz, including Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Evel Knievel, Barry White, Sammy Davis Jr., and Lucille Ball. In total, they produced 39,000 automobiles of various models. This 1919 Stutz Series G was part of the renowned A.K. Miller collection, who began collecting in the 1930s, including some of the most significant Stutzes. Before or during his ownership, the radiator shell and headlamps were replated, and during ownership, he replaced several small hardware pieces and installed a correct carburetor. In 1996, it was purchased by David Reeder of Fort Smith, Arkansas, and then sold to Gary Cuck of Lincoln, Nebraska. It was acquired into the John Dennis Metasinker Collection in 2006. Since leaving the Miller Collection, it has been returned to running and driving order and is still as original as when it left the Miller barn in 1996. It sports engine number G3658 and features a Durco luggage trunk, Rudge Whitworth wire wheels, dual spotlights, and even an original Stutz oil change plaque on the dashboard. This car remains in such a superb original state that restoring it would be a sin. Available for purchase from the Dick Shappy Collection at dsclassics.com. Would you do this piece of history justice?